Hey guys, it is Wednesdays with Chasey Poo, and today we are talking about... what are we talking about? Applying for jobs. We're talking about applying for jobs. This is a good topic, because it's hard. So I like, y'all know that I kind of like didn't tell anyone I was trans until I started T, but there were like instances where I was like trans and trying to get a job, and it was really hard, and I had to like bite down on my tongue a lot of times just in order to get a job, because I was like, I need to pay my rent, like what do? I have no money. So I'll tell you a little story. I worked at a call center, and I had told them like I wasn't transitioning yet, and I had told them, listen, I'm trans, I want to change my name on the phone, and I want people to call me by this name, and stuff like that. So then we had like a meeting with like the manager or whatever and the HR rep. In that meeting, they were like, so you're gonna need to give us a timeline of when you're gonna start to transition, and when you're gonna have surgery, and when you're gonna tell your dad. And I was like, what? I'm like, I just want to use my name on the phone. They're like, yeah, but you can't do that because then everyone would want to put a nickname on their nickname. Like they would want a nickname or something on the phone, and I'm like, yeah, but it's not a nickname, it's the name that I'm gonna go by. And they're like, yeah, we'll see if we can figure something out. So basically, like, they didn't change anything, and they were super fucking assholes about it. And I quit that job like a couple of months, or maybe like a month later, because I was like, I can't, like, this job sucks, and I want to go back to school, because I was working like a lot. And on my last phone call ever, on my last shift, which by the way, I like quit that day too. I was like, I said, hi, my name is Chase, how may I help you, or some shit like that. Like, I actually said that. That was the first time that I said the name out loud. It was fucking anxiety. Oh my God, how old was I? Was I 18? Fuck man, that feels like so long ago. Well, I mean, it was. No, it was long ago. I'm 25 now. I mean, I guess, oh my God, what am I talking about? Ooh. So after that, I didn't have a job, and I needed a job, right? So I applied to this other job, and it was another call center. So I ended up working at a lot. And I applied as Chase, and I applied to so many jobs before that, like maybe like 17 jobs, and I had like maybe 9 interviews, and I didn't get hired anywhere. I don't know if it was because I was trans, or I had like the name Chase, and I looked very, very like a 10-year-old boy. I don't know what it was, because I wasn't on T, right? And then this call center hired me, but they kept saying she and calling me Chase, and that's when I realized, I'm like, is this a gender neutral name? Because I had no idea. I had never even heard this name before, right? Because I had chosen the name like years ago, because someone had mentioned it, and I was like, oh, this is a cool name, and no one else had it. Like, I didn't know, literally no one had that name that I knew. So I got confused, and I was like, why did I choose such a gender-neutral name? But it happened to my friend who also had like a really like mask name. Like, let's say his name was Steven, and people would be like, she. And he was like, how the fuck can you call me Steven and say she? Like, he didn't understand, just like how I didn't understand the Chase thing, but that sucked. But I did have to like bite down, because like, bite on my tongue, whatever I'm trying to say. I had to like make sure that like, I was just like, it sucked, okay? It really did suck, because when I applied at like certain companies, you had to put down your legal name, and I was like not about that life, so I wouldn't put my legal name, I would put Chase. And when I would have the interview with them, if that's when they wanted me to do forms and stuff, like, because some companies, they say legal name on the form online, but I was like, no, I'm not putting that name, because I don't want them to call me that name. So I put Chase, and then when I was with them in the interview, that's when I told them. So I'm pretty sure that's the reason why I never got the jobs. Which, I mean, who knows? I'm not blaming everything on being trans, I'm just saying that that's probably one of the reasons. But then I like left that job too, and then I got a new job, and that was the Good Kush call center. And the reason why is because I applied as Chase. They were all kind of confused, because I was like 5 months on T or something, and they were like, I don't know, I feel like they were confused. They didn't really know if I was a guy or a girl. And then I gave the HR rep like my cards, because we had to like give like our social insurance number and our IDs and stuff, and I was like, okay, but my name on there is not the name that I use. Don't tell anyone, don't show anyone, please. And she kind of didn't really respect that, which was fucking rude, because she like put the cards right on the desk where everyone could see. Like, no one looked, but like, come on, I just asked you to be discreet. But then this girl in our training said he when mentioning me, and I was like, there you go. that's what made it. That's what made it. And everyone was like, oh, and then they started calling me he. Bless this one woman. If she would have said she, I would have been fucked the whole time. I wouldn't have worked there for 2 years, you know? Like, yeah, but so it was hard for me to have call center jobs. And I've never had a job, like a retail job where I was like transitioning. I kind of did. I worked at Beaver Tails at an amusement park when I started to like decide that I was gonna do this thing and like go to therapy and stuff. And I refused to wear my name tag. And like all the people that I work with were my friends from high school, and like even my manager was like a friend from high school. So she didn't really care that I didn't have my name tag. Like I should have had my name tag on because I work there, but I refused to put it on. And they were like, okay with not using my name and stuff like that. So that was really good experience that I had, but then like all the call center stuff was like, shoot me in the face. But yeah, so after that, like I worked at that call center for a while, and then like now I work at the running room, and I don't hide that I'm trans. It just kind of comes up in conversation sometimes that when I mention it, I just like, oh, YouTube, blah, blah. That's how I kind of sneak it in. But moral of the story is that's my experience with applying for jobs and keeping the jobs, I guess. And I think it sucks, but you do need to put your legal name on things. I don't know what it's like in the States, but I know that for sure in Quebec and Canada, like there's some places that you have to apply online, you have to put your birth name, but you don't have the job yet. They don't need to know shit, okay? I don't know if this is bad advice or not, but that's what I don't know. I felt uncomfortable putting my birth name on something that I was like, no, because when they call me for an interview, they're going to say that name, and I'm going to want to rip my skin off. So that's why I put Chase. Anyways, let me know what you think. If this was bad advice, I'm sorry. I love you. Bye.